God is saying to you today, I know you have a lot on your mind right now. Your family, your health, the health of a loved one, your finances, your career. It feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. You feel alone. My child, you are never alone. Lay all your concerns before me through prayer. I will send help, healing, and resources. I will provide. I will make a way for you. All the resources of heaven are behind you. Don't worry, I have your back. The universe has been telling you to be patient for quite some time now. It's been sending you hints through songs, conversations, and dreams. Every test you received wasn't meant to halt your growth. It was meant to encourage it. All this time you thought things weren't working out in your favor. Your soul was really being prepped for a massive breakthrough. Just wait and see. This is where the results of your transformation start to show. This is where you realize how divinely protected you truly are. This is where you say your final goodbyes to the old you. Let your spirit successfully block every attempt your past tries to make to pull you back into its weary embrace. The time for you to repeat old cycles has long passed. It's time to align God's about to give you a gift for waiting for His best. He's about to reward you for letting Him write your love story. He's about to show you why the wait was worth it. An Ephesians 3:20 story has been written for you. Your testimony is so close. If you truly trusted the process, you wouldn't be feeling this anxious. You wouldn't be hurting the way you are right now. You wouldn't be dwelling on every little thing that tries to interfere with your inner peace. You have to train your mind to believe at the core of your soul that everything is going to turn out far better than you imagined. Don't make empty promises to the universe and expect directive substantial blessings. Prove to the source of your existence that your trust is real. Know in your heart that all your dreams will manifest. Embrace the present instead of trying to rush your spirit into a chapter it's not truly ready for. There's so much growth that can be made in the moments you're trying to erase. Change the way you view these events and continue on as your best self. At the exact moment you feel like losing faith, the universe will send you a sign reminding you that it is forever working things out in your favor. Whenever you do something, put your heart and soul into it. Don't do anything half-heartedly in life. Your absolute commitment shows the universe that you're ready for the highest frequency. When you do something wholeheartedly, your consciousness completely shifts into that direction, and the manifestation process accelerates exponentially. You gotta start making the choices that reflect your commitment towards whatever your soul resonates with. Channel all your energy into the things that fulfill your soul and let the universe express its magic through your very being. Align with your higher purpose. You're being encouraged to review, re-access, and reset your life. Accept that the old you has expired and is being called to let go off completely. You're no longer the same and shouldn't be if you're constantly evolving and welcoming change. As scary, uncertain, or confusing it may seem, the unknown asks you to surrender. What would you do differently if you knew you were supported? That nothing has gone wrong and there's a higher power guiding you that you need to lean more into. Don't try to force things to happen or force inspiration. Stay aligned and allow in the new. Type 7, celebrate change. To affirm, you haven't messed anything up. You haven't taken the wrong path. You haven't sabotaged your destiny. You're living it. All that you've endured was and still is a part of the master plan. Your impatience is a sign of your spirit drifting away. Reel it back in. At times like this, when your soul feels tired, gratitude is the best antidote to turn to. At times like this, when your heart feels lost, faith is how you'll find your way back. At times like this, when your mind is going off in different directions, stillness is the only answer to your questions. You're being prepared for something grand. That's why your soul has been put through one test after another. Raise your head to the sky and thank the universe for the blessing that's coming. Your time in the dark is ending. A new chapter filled with light, love, and abundance is about to begin. Being candid and being connected go together. You don't have one without the other. Genuine, healthy, deep, meaningful relationships are built on honesty, not on flattery. Flattery is a sign of a manipulator, not a sign of somebody who is genuinely your friend. All of us have blind spots. The question that really matters is, do you have anybody in your life who loves you enough to point them out? You cannot grow unless somebody points out the things that you do. This with your children, your spouse, your employees, and your friends. Correct when they're up and not down. When I'm feeling good, I can handle almost any correction. When I'm feeling tired, I can't handle anything. Timing is everything when you're being candid. Never offer correction until you've proven that you are also willing to be corrected. Remember, seek to understand before seeking to be understood. You open up your life before expecting someone else to be open with you. Tell yourself, my body and mind are purifying. This is a detoxing phase of my life. At the same time, I am learning to seek less and allow more. I don't need to have every next step figured out. I will allow my energy to lead the way and not be burdened by having to find direction. I am learning to navigate between physical and spiritual. This path is creating a subtle feeling of wholeness. My life is piecing itself together with intention in each new day. I have everything that I need. My mind, body, and soul are in a state of fulfillment. You can't hear God when your mind is crowded with thoughts, worries, fears, and plans, or if you always have the radio or TV on. And if you constantly have your phone against your ear, when God calls, all he gets is a busy signal. All of these distractions are what Jesus was referring to in Luke 8 when he talked about the seed falling in the weeds. Those weeds grew with the seed and strangled it. Now notice that this scenario is a little bit better than the shallow soil because the seed actually sprouts and grows. But the weeds choke it out, so it never bears fruit. So many people hear God speak, but as they go on their way, life's worries, riches, and pleasures choke them, so they never mature. If you are always on the go and you can't hear God, you are facing the barrier of busyness. Often we confuse busyness with productivity, and they aren't the same thing. If you keep going, but you aren't spiritually growing, you are busy, not productive. Jesus says distractions are like weeds that grow up in your mind and heart, just as weeds grow in a garden. How much effort does it take to grow weeds? None. Weeds are a sign of neglect. When you neglect your time with God, the weeds start to grow in your life. In order to overcome the weeds, you must learn to overcome your preoccupied mind. 1 Kings 19:12 says that when God spoke to Elijah, it wasn't in a wind or earthquake or fire, it was in a gentle whisper. If you want to hear God whisper to you, you have to be quiet. Don't force positivity if that's not what you're truly feeling in the moment. Don't force productivity if your mind cannot commit to performing at its best level. Try to understand what your soul needs in the moment. It could be asking for rest while you're focusing on staying busy. It could be asking for a deeper connection to the universe while your spirit continues to stray further away from its own source. It could be asking for a change in energy while you remain stuck in the same patterns that have been holding you back. Stop and truly listen to the requests your soul is making, then answer to them. Don't be ashamed of taking time to regroup, especially when all the magic happens in these moments anyways. The kindest people are not born that way. They are made. They are the souls that have experienced so much at the hands of life. They are the ones who have dug themselves out of the dark, who have fought to turn every loss into a lesson. The kindest people do not just exist, they choose to soften where circumstance has tried to harden them. They choose to believe in goodness, because they have seen firsthand why compassion is so necessary. They have seen firsthand why tenderness is so important in this world. You're remembering your power. Stop taking the fearful stories of your mind seriously and start practicing mindfulness by observing your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. Give up the idea of perfection in your work and start to enjoy the process by seeing it as play or your fun time. When you are doing what you love, you are connecting to your highest self and embodying your native frequency. You are being called upon to to call all of your power back to yourself by seeing what's not working and what needs to let go of, by making a clear distinction between what's yours and what's theirs, and not taking accountability for the actions or behaviors of others. Release the shame or fear conditioned within you by shedding layers that were created to please or conform to others. Be your true, authentic self by speaking your truth, being in your sovereign truth and thinking for yourself. As you step into your power, you're deconstructing a lot of programs related to survival that limited you in past. Consider this as an opportunity stand in your power. Although there are things in your past that you wish that you did sooner or wish that you didn't do at all, understand that each of those experiences were learning experiences. They allowed you to live and learn. They weren't there to stop you, but to allow you to learn the required lessons to live your best life as your best self. Knowing this, it is time to rise up and move on. No more living in the past or fighting against it. You've punished yourself enough for what you did or didn't do, and blamed yourself for far more than what you were actually responsible for. The past is over now, but your life isn't. The universe is saying to you today, accept responsibility for all aspects of your life and acknowledge your choices and actions, both those of today and the past. Only by knowing where you are right now and how you got there, are you able to make relevant, positive, and productive choices and actions in the present moment. Do what you know is right for you. It's time. Queen, you are not stuck. You are not trapped. The emotions of anxiety, fear, and hopelessness are making the situation worse than it really is. The real source of your pain is that you may be too focused on trying to make outer changes when the route to your transformation is within. Heaven knows your predicament. The universe knows that you have material and physical needs that must be met, but being too focused on outwardly getting will rob you of your inner peace. As challenging as it may be, shift your perception today. Do yourself a favor and stop trying to control people, situations, and outcomes. If you want real transformation, seek first the kingdom. All the other things will then be added to you. 2024 is the year of the black sheep and the underdog. This is the season for those who've had the odds stacked against them. The world is currently filled with Arif-appointed propel. These people are in key positions, and they have not bees appointed by the divine. Theri guide these roles in dishonest suies, and they hold on for selfish join. We are beginning to the dismantling of some of these appointments. 2004 will continue to be a year of truth, causing the exposure and removal. Marriage is not the cure and a way out of lust. Only Christ is. Seek Christ. It is only the Lord who can accomplish the needed work in your heart, bringing you into freedom. There is hope for those who are in bondage today. That hope cannot be found in a spouse or in a homage, but it lies in Christ alone. The same power that raised Christ from the dead is available to those who will turn to Jesus with all of their hearts and allow Him to change them from the inside out. One has to marry for the right reasons. Marriage is much more than an outlet for one's lust. It's not a cure for lust. God intends marriages to emulate the covenant relationship Christ exhibits towards His bride. The church of marriage was a cure for lust God wouldn't have said in His commandments. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Exodus 2014. Lust is a sin problem, and it is found in a person's sinful heart. Matthew 15.30g. And the only way to conquer sin is through repentance and God's work in the depths of our soul, our heart, mind, and will. If one maims thinking that mariage will completely cure their lust, then they are setting themselves for trouble. Lust that's undealt will follow you to the altar and into the marriage. Lately, you've been taking a step back, observing your every move, and paying close attention to the decisions you're making. It's no wonder your journey is starting to shift in a different direction, a more magical one. The universe is about to reward you for the growth you've intentionally been making. Every fiber of your being can sense the changes in the air that are coming. Stay tuned for an endless supply of breakthroughs and blessings. Your soul has been aligning with them for the longest time. An unlimited amount of patience, humility, faith, and gratitude is what helped get you this far. Amplifying these virtues will take you even farther. Your mind, heart, and soul are clearing up so beautifully, just in time for the road ahead of you to do the same. Everything that happens in life is perfectly aligned by a divine force. Once you start believing in that higher power, you realize that control is an illusion. This does not mean that you don't take any action and just sit on your couch all day long. It simply means you accept life as it is. You don't try to force things to happen. You don't flow against the current of the river. You flow with the river. You start living life effortlessly with awareness of each moment because you realize everything is connected. There may be some things that may feel really bad right now, but in the future you realize those bad times made you a strong person. So trust the divine timing of life. Nothing is a coincidence in this universe. Everything is aligned and connected. This is it. Your time has come. You're about to collect your rewards, and your prayers will be answered. However, a bit more patience and guided action on your part is required. The extra weight and effort are definitely worth it. You're just about there. Your spirit guides asks you to keep your faith about miracles and heavenly magic. Use your imagination to visualize that your dreams have already come true. Your heart will swell with gratitude and joy, and these emotions will speed up your desired manifestations. Before long, you'll be enjoying the tangible results. Your energy is a gift. Not everyone deserves to have access to it. Not everyone deserves to be surrounded by it. Not everyone deserves to emotionally and mentally benefit from it. Save your high-vibrating energy for those who genuinely care for the evolution of your spirit. Your soul is golden. Not many like you have been created. A gem this rare is bound to attract all sorts of characters. It's up to you to decide how close one gets to it. There's no telling where the universe will take you next, but you know it will take you far. A soul like yours was made to go the distance. It's okay if you didn't realize until now that you're a walking diamond. The more pressure that's applied, the more dazzling you become. It's time to unleash the fearless beast within you. You have spent enough time in the shadow, and it has helped a deeper integration within you. But now it's time to come to light by tapping into the light within you and letting yourself free from an thing holding you back. How others perceive you is not important than how you perceive yourself. The way you treat yourself creates your vibration. Feed the vibration of confidence, high self-esteem, self-love, abundance, and success. Big blessings are on your way. Let go off what you've been holding on to make way for blessings to enter your life. Type yes. If you believe one day you'll look back to this time and all you will see is magic. You won't remember how stuck you were or how far behind you thought you were or what you wished you have done differently. All you will see is that within your uncertainty was also your potential, and within your lostness was also an opportunity to be found, and within your discomfort was also a chance to see what you needed to change. And changing it was you becoming the person you were always meant to be. If there is one single thought that can comfort you in your darkness, quietest nights, please let it be this one day. You will look back at this time and all you will see magic. The angels sent you this because you're either near the end of a project or at a crossroads, on the threshold of making an important change. It's time to review and do some evaluation. Make thoughtful judgments regarding your life, and then make confident choices. Rest easy, knowing that you've prepared well. Legal situations are resolved favorably for you. In addition, academic exams and certification tests go well. Spend some time alone with a pad of paper and pen, and call upon your spirit guides to help you review what needs to be transformed, healed, or released, and also ask him for detailed steps you can take that lead to successful changes in your life. Start believing that things are going to change for the better. God knows what your silent heart wants, even if you don't include it in your prayers. God hears what your heart whispers. He may not give it to you now, but someday, when you least expect it, things will happen in the best possible way. God has not forgotten you. He is closer to you now more than you can imagine, because He loves you very much, and the best is yet to come for you. You won't have to look for any signs when your soul is ready to step into a new chapter. They'll appear on your path at the perfect moment. You won't have to question whether or not you're going in the right direction. Your intuition will have already confirmed that for you. You won't have to force a connection with your soulmate when they first arrive. You'll feel right at home. There's no need to panic when the universe is your #1 supporter. What's meant to enter your life will show up as naturally as your next breath. What's meant to stay in your life will conquer any obstacle to remain by your side. Your fear encourages the belief that you're not worthy of your dreams. Your faith encourages the belief that you're worthy of so much more. Do what's right for your spirit. Nourish your faith. Starve your fears. Have confidence in yourself and what you stand for. Don't take any action when there's so much resistance within you towards it, because you won't be able to give your full energy to it. Give yourself some time to flow. Be easy on taking action. Your power reflects in everything that you do. When you feel confident in your own skin, your reality will begin to shift and reflect that high vibration, no matter what's going on the outside. Look within, and faith